What's up, guys? So, you like action movies? Remember The Matrix? When it come out, like in 99 or whatever? That was mind-blowing. And there's a list of modern action movies that are like, spectacles and epic. Well, in the 90s, specifically 1996, I didn't see it, this movie I'm about to talk about at the time, but it was released in 96. So it has that 90s era charm. I'm talking about The Rock. That's right, with Nicolas Cage, Sean Connery, Ed Harris, Michael Biehn. It's just a great film. Remember the days of Terminator 1 and 2, Last Action Hero, all those kind of films. Just something about the 90s films that had like that extra oomph in them. Like a lot of people, gave a shit about this film. And you had two great producer director team behind it. I'll get to them in a second. But all right, what's it about? The Rock, for those who haven't seen it. So a bunch of former military types feel like they've been kind of disrespected by the government. They put their lives on the line and they're not getting any kind of reciprocation. So they feel like, hey, we're going to change that, and they do that. So they steal this really horrible chemical weapon that from the looks of things, looks like it melts your face and everything else, just kills you. Horrible death. And they set up shop at Alcatraz. Alcatraz is this famous prison in the middle of San Francisco Bay in California. They have movies on that too. Alcatraz has a whole history behind it. I don't want to get into it. But anyway, it's like this impenetrable prison fortress, pretty much. You can go see it today, actually. It's like a museum. The only way across is like through a boat, get from part A to part B. They set up shop there and they take an entire tourist group hostage. And after demands ain't met, they shoot, chemical weapons into California, and that's it. Game over. So the feds get word of this, and they're like, oh, well, we can't have this. So they get in touch with this really wiry chemist, played by Nicolas Cage. And he's like, oh, I don't know. I don't, really, not really on par with live action, And they convince him, like, hey, listen, man, everybody is going to get hit by this. So he starts to think, like, oh, I have a girlfriend or a wife or whatever here, or, people I care about. Let me do something about it. But it gets better. They recruit none other than this ex-convict who escaped to Alcatraz, Sean Connery. That's right, the original James Bond, who's looking awesome, in this. And him and Nick Cage kind of team up after a lot of convincing, a lot of cat and mouse games. The action in this is pretty cool because it's practical, not that much CGI. Remember, 96, so don't expect, endless amounts of fire. I mean, it's there, but it's all in camera, which is pretty cool. I'm sure there was CGI involved, but from what I've seen, in your face practical effects that we all know and love. Like I said, the feel, the way the film is shot, just has that 90s era vibe. You guys see the IMDb on this. Like I just mentioned a handful of actors, but there's a laundry list of cast, crew, all people that we know probably. It's a lot of put into. Remember they used to put effort into movies now. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I'm nitpicking. But you have a great team behind this. You got Michael Bay, who directed it, and Michael Bay, Transformers, and endless other action films. That Michael Bay. Produced by Jerry Bruckheimer. He's the guy that's name always popped up when it came, before the movie started in the credits. Jerry Bruckheimer film, he's the guy you go to get movies like this made. He has a real knack for these over-the-top action films. But yeah, everything worked in this movie. It's long. I feel like it's almost like 2 hours long, or is 2 hours long. But I mean, today, when you could sit through like a Marvel movie that's almost borderline 3 hours, I don't think this should be a problem. Or a Batman movie for that. But like I said, this, we all enjoy, Saving Private Ryan, Gladiator, Black Hawk Down, those films. Pretty recent. But this, it still holds up, I think. I mean, it's great. Everything with the story, it's just the characters, they make it work. The location, the settings, the atmosphere, it's all there. And like I said, I don't hear too much people talking about it now, but definitely should be brought up in conversation again, and I totally recommend it. So if you haven't seen it, if you're curious, if you like action movies from back in the day and you want to get that vibe again, check out The Rock. I promise you won't be disappointed. Alright guys, thanks for listening. This is my little review for The Rock, and see you all very, very soon. Peace.